Alright, it is time for Royal Rumble predictions. Yeah, that's right, Royal Rumble 2014. What's gonna happen? What the fuck is gonna happen on this fucking show? It's gonna suck. Alright, well, let's take a look at the card. Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. I think that Daniel Bryan will win this one. I think it's quite obvious. They have to be fucking retarded to have Daniel Bryan lose at this point. After disappointing us with a shitty ass storyline, Daniel Bryan going undercover like a private eye, like he's Secret Squirrel or Inspector Gadget or some shit like that. He's undercover. Ooh, even though it's fake, we're all supposed to like not believe, that he knew it all along. We're all, oh, Daniel Bryan, oh, he surprised me. Yeah, fuck that bullshit. Very fucking retarded fucking storyline right there. And to have Daniel Bryan lose this one would be super fucking retarded. Imagine Bray Wyatt winning this match. It's very predictable. Obviously, Daniel Bryan, you're not going to risk alienating all the fans like that. The majority of WWE fans are Daniel Bryan fans, and I'd say about 70 to 80% now either have Daniel Bryan as their favorite or CM Punk. I think it's pretty much, kind of biased towards those two guys right now. And, there's no way Daniel Bryan is going to lose this one. Um, you know, Daniel Bryan should be in the Rumble match. He shouldn't be having a singles match. This would have been good to have, as a main event on Raw right before the Royal Rumble. That last episode of Raw, this match should have took place, but I think they needed to give Daniel Bryan a break because of the concussion. But still, this matchup should have taken place, even a week before that, before the concussion. Instead of the cage match, it would have been nice to have Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt instead of this whole fucking shit with him, not being in the Wyatts, even though he said he was. Nobody even believed it because they were still cheering for him, so it wasn't even like a full blown heel turn. Very fucking obvious. Probably one of the most obvious fucking storylines in WWE history. Very fucking shitty. Then you got Brock Lesnar and the Big Show, a match that we've been watching since 2002. It's not going to be as good as those matches. Not like those matches were five-star classics to begin with, but they were decent matches, and you got the big moment when Brock Lesnar superplexed the Big Show in 2003, making the ring implode. Classic moment. Without a doubt, a classic moment. But this is 2014, motherfuckers. That was 11, damn, 11 fucking years ago. That makes me feel fucking old as shit right there. 11 fucking years ago that happened. Yeah, that was a classic moment. But what is this? Brock Lesnar could be facing anybody else on the roster. You could be having a rematch with him and CM Punk. One of the best matches from last year. That was an amazing fucking match. They should have it again or something. Stay anything but the Big Show. For God fucking sakes, anything but the Big Show. I swear to fucking God. You could pick anybody. Why is Brock Lesnar not facing anybody but the Big Show? This is the thing. What is their sick obsession with the Big Show? Something, they make him look like a goofball. It's not even like they really like him, but why do they keep on pushing him? Pushing him. He's in the, just a random ass tag team with Rey Mysterio, and now all of a sudden he's back in the big time facing Brock Lesnar. And I wasn't a big fan of the fucking build up here. Now, despite all this fucking shit, Brock Lesnar is gonna win it. Obviously, if he's going for the title, he ain't gonna fucking lose to the Big Show. If he did, that would make him look even more pussified than he already does now. After that episode of Raw, after he was manhandled by the Big Show, a guy who's a fucking lethal weapon. This ain't just me, giving him some type of clever nickname. The guy is actually a lethal weapon. He is trained. He is trained to hurt people. The UFC is real. The people are really getting hurt. People really break bones. You know, almost every single fucking fight they have, someone gets their nose broken in it. You know, Brock Lesnar, he's a fucking killer. He's a goddamn fucking killer, and they're making him like he's not. They're making like he's just a nobody. That's fucking stupid. You know, but Brock Lesnar, thankfully, you know, it's pretty much, 100% that he's going to win. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the asshole fucking title, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Who gives a fucking shit? Anyway, Randy Orton is going to win this one. You know, Randy Orton, it's quite obvious that, that the main event is already going to be set up for him to be in the Mania. They're giving him his moment. You know, there's a reason why they had him win at TLC. They obviously, this is the fucked up thing. Oh, so, you hate Cena and everything. You're sick of him being the top guy. Oh, we're going to give you something new. Oh, yeah, hey, sound pretty good to me. Who's the new guy? Who's going to be the new top star? Who's going to hold the belt? Is it going to be Punk? Is it going to be Daniel Bryan? Oh, come on. Are they going to give it to somebody deserving? Maybe somebody, that's been underappreciated. Damien Sandow. Randy Orton. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I mean, seriously. It's like we go from shit A to shit B in no time flat, First it's Cena, and then it's Randy Orton, and now he's got, now he's an even bigger champion than he was before, because now he won both the titles and he's unified. So now, we all have to praise Orton, apparently. Well, fuck that shit. The only thing that I'm going to praise about Randy Orton is the fact that if he does steroids again, he's probably going to be out. I just, someone should go sneak that shit in his bag or something. Fuck. I am sick to death of Randy Orton. A boring-ass match against Kofi Kingston just solidified that for me. That match that they had 2 weeks ago was so fucking boring beyond belief. It just showed that not only Kofi Kingston, but Randy Orton, what a bunch of boring motherfuckers. There are some people on this roster that don't deserve to make a fucking dime on this fucking show. I'll tell you that much. So Randy Orton will beat John Cena. That's what I think. It's pretty obvious. He just won the fucking belt, and they got big plans for him at Mania, I think. So the match is going to be pretty fucking flat and boring, as I said in my Raw review. The match at TLC wasn't even any good, and that's tables, ladders, and chairs. Usually that's a guaranteed 3+ star match right there when it's TLC. I mean, how the fuck can you fuck up? I mean, you got tables, ladders, and chairs. Even if you're not the most technical person, you can still do a couple of moves involving the stuff. But they barely did any moves in that match. And you can expect to see maybe, 2 moves less in this one. They don't even have the tables, the ladders, and chairs to work with here. So all we got is a bunch of fucking shit in this one. They might try to incorporate a chair here and there, but they're not going to do the same thing twice. It's going to be a shitty fucking match with 2 guys that really fucking suck. The Royal Rumble match. Oh, yeah, 30 men. It could be any of these 30 guys, right? But it's pretty fucking obvious that it's going to be one, just like last year. Super fucking predictable. You could see it coming from a mile away. It's going to be Batista. Not that this is like a bad thing that Batista is going to win. I'm happy that he's back, even though they fucked up his return. They fucked up his return really fucking bad. The way how they handled it on Raw was fucking stupid. Him coming up to Randy Orton and just talking to him, like a human being, a humanized animal. It was just a fucking dumb way to go about it. Many people are attacking this man for his skinny jeans. I'm seeing in the comments that, other people on YouTube are talking about skinny jeans. I don't give a fuck what he was wearing. I just give a fuck about the way how he was presented, verbally. He didn't sound threatening or anything. As I said, all he should have done was just come out. He could say one or two things, but he should have had physical contact with Randy Orton. For God fucking sakes, that's how you build a match. You know, if the match is going to be physical, I hope it's going to be. You know, then they should have both guys, you know, fucking each other up. That's the way how it should be. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to pull here with this fucking bullshit. You know, there should have been more, more, more on Raw from Batista. You know, this Royal Rumble should be won by CM Punk or Daniel Bryan, but it's pretty obvious that Punk is probably going to end up getting screwed in there, you know, either by Kane or the Shield or somebody. So yeah, that's just, you know, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be Batista. It's gonna be Batista and Orton. I can already see it happening at Mania. Uh, and what else? Before I end, how stupid is it? You might be asking why I didn't talk about the kickoff match. Well, that ain't technically part of the Rumble, but I just want to talk about how stupid it is. You know, they put all this time and invested into trying to improve their tag team division, and it ain't even officially part of the fucking show. It's going to be Goldust and Cody Rhodes versus the New Age Outlaws. And it's more hoping, but I think the way how it's being presented to us lately, that the New Age Outlaws are going to win the titles. And I am all for that. As much as I am a fan of this Cody Rhodes Goldust team, having the Outlaws get one last hurrah as the tag champs would be very nice. That would be fucking awesome if they do that. It's just, even if they do win it, it's going to look pretty fucking lousy coming on a pre-show. I mean, coming from a pre-show, even any title change on a fucking pre-show, on any type of B show, just seems pretty fucking lame to me. So I don't know why the fuck they're going that route. They spend all the time, not just on Goldust and Cody Rhodes, but also on the Outlaws being on TV, and they ain't gonna even put them on the pay-per-view. How fucking shitty. What a fucking insult. Alright, there's your fucking predictions. The show might surprise us. It might be tolerable. TLC, while not a good or, even decent pay-per-view, is still watchable to a point. Maybe, if we're lucky, this will be watchable. Oh, wow. I'm so excited about this watchable pay-per-view. This barely passable pay-per-view. Alright, so there you go. A Royal Rumble, there could be a few surprises. Jake Roberts is going to show up in there. It's pretty obvious. I hope there's a couple others. Like I said, I'm really hoping that like Hurricane Helms or Carlito might come back. That would be pretty fucking cool. Just, get a couple of guys, even if they're not A-listers, to come back. A lot of other people, not just myself, would enjoy some returns from some guys that were even just mildly popular in the past. Alright, motherfuckers, let's get ready for this shit-ass pay-per-view.